This is the 2010 USASOC, United States Army Special Operations Command sniper competition. We ran it last year for the first time. This is the second year in a row. Last year was pure Special Operations Command Army teams. This year we invited some other teams, Marine Corps, Department of Energy, ATF, a couple of the better SWAT teams throughout the country. Coming to the competition, none of the competitors knew what any of the events were. They were just told to bring a certain packing list of equipment and be ready for all sniper tasks. The very first event was called the Cold Bore event. They shot at a target at 200 meters. There was 3 different size circles. The smallest circle was worth 100 points. The next bigger circle was worth 80 points. And the biggest circle on the sheet was worth 60 points. So they picked whichever one they wanted to shoot at. It's kind of a know your limits shoot. If a guy thinks he's really on his game, he'll pick the smallest one, but he's got to hit it. If he misses, he gets 0. If he hits, he gets 100. So you gotta know your weapon. The cold bore is important because in combat, that's the one that counts. You got to take that shot and you got to be able to hit him. The field shoot event tested a team's ability to find, mill, and when I say mill, they're measuring the size of the target in their scope, and they do a math formula and it gives them the range to the target. So they had to find, mill, and engage 12-inch plates from 400 meters to 900 meters. There was a lot of wind on the day, so they had to come up with a wind solution. They had to fire 2 shots at each target, and they got points for a first round hit and second round hit. The low percentage, it was an event that was set up from an urban setting. They were shooting out of a building. We had 5 banks of targets out there, and they were given 5 personalities that they had to look for. Once they located a bank of targets, they had to find the actual face that they had to shoot, and that face was intermingled with other people who were civilians, and they had to basically shoot the bad guy without hitting any of the civilians in the area. And they lost points if they hit any of the civilians, and they got points if they could hit the bad guy without hitting anybody else in the area. The night field shoot is almost the same as the day field shoot. Targets were a little differently, but this time it was limited visibility. It was a very dark night. Again, they had to find, mill, get a range, get a wind call, and engage targets at various distances on their limited visibility. The one shot was also a cold bore event. We showed them where the target was, and they were allowed to use rangefinders. They had to find the range to a target. It was a 12-inch circle at 700 meters for the sniper, and it was a 16-inch square plate at 650 meters for the spotter, so the guy with the gas gun. We showed them the target, but they had to get the range and engage the target within 1 minute. Mongol Horde was a rapid engagement drill, we call it. We teach it here at the school. It's a drill where you have to engage multiple targets like you're getting overrun with a sniper rifle from targets from 100 meters to 800 meters. They had to engage 10 targets in 3.5 minutes, which is a very, very tight time. And there's different techniques that we train here to be able to do that, to be able to find the range quickly, come up with a really, really quick wind call and engage the target. The stalking is basic fieldcraft. It's been around for hundreds of years. It's a basic skill of a sniper. And a lot of people get caught around all the shooting stuff, but you got to test the basic fieldcraft stuff. If you can't get in within a certain distance of a target undetected, then it doesn't matter how good a shot you are. You've got to be able to get in there, you've got to be able to shoot, and you've got to be able to get out. This year, we give it a very condensed timeline. Normally on a stalk at school here, we give them 3 hours. We give them 1 hour in the competition here. They had to get there, they had to run, hide, camouflage themselves, take a shot with a blank. They got walked on by a walker. If their camouflage was good, they got to replicate that shot with a live round on the range. Again, there was 100 points for a first round hit, and then half that for a second round hit if they got it on the range. bailout was a basic pistol event. The scenario was that you've been hit with an IED, your primary weapon was destroyed, and you had to jump out of a vehicle and engage multiple targets at close range with your secondary weapon. A sniper always carries a secondary weapon, usually a pistol, because a sniper rifle is very hard to fight with in your hands. So they engage multiple targets at different arrays and shooting through different facades with a pistol for maximum points. The night stress test, the scenario is that they're in a hide site in an urban environment. They take a shot on a high value target and become compromised. At that point, they're going to take enemy fire and they're going to have to break contact from that hide and move to a quick reaction force that's going to take them out of the area. So once they take that initial shot, they're going to have to run and gun with that big sniper rifle in their hand and engage targets from 10 to 400 meters at night. The day stress, the scenario is that a helicopter was shot down in a hostile enemy village and the snipers are giving sniper cover from the helicopter. On order, they'll engage targets from the helicopter, then they'll fast rope to the ground, move through an urban environment, engaging targets from 10 to 400 meters, get to the helicopter, treat the casualty, and move them to a quick reaction force vehicle as fast as they can. The fastest team is going to get the most points. The last event is what we do for teams coming to school here. We test their ability to shoot an M4 with iron sights at 25 meters. They got to shoot a group. The teams who shoot collectively, the tightest group, will get the most number of points. Again, everybody concentrates on technology. This is just a basic event with iron sights, and a lot of people don't shoot iron sights anymore. Everybody uses optics, but it's important to be able to shoot with iron sights as well.